No.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Slightly Ajar Treasure Chest. And that's SATCh. You can check us at SATChVGM.com. I'm your host, Jess Mark, with your co-host with the mostos, if that makes sense, Nate Bit. Nate Bit, say hi to the ladies.
Hello, ladies.
There it is, Nate Bit. He's our VGM maker, mixer, madman, and the producer from Hell, the greatest producer from Hell. He's almost like a Satan-esque producer.
He looks like Satan.
He does.
I hate your guts.
Ed for the win. How we doing, Ed?
Good. I've got some news for you.
You got some news? Well, I don't want the news yet. I don't want it to use yet because today we got actually a special guest with us who's going to be joining in on the conversation. We got our indie artist with us today, DukAmok. Say hello to everybody. DukAmok, how you doing?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Excellent. We're going to be talking to him, asking him a few questions
So glad to
later.
have him on.
And he's just going to be participating and getting crazy with us during the show. So
glad to be on.
Exactly. We're excited.
Be on what?
So
you know what?
This is our second installment of our October theme, scary video game music, and this episode is zombie music. We're going to be talking about zombie video games.
How cliche.
And is it really?
Maybe not.
Is it really? I mean, with vampires aren't clear. Yeah, you're right. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that, let's get some news from Satan Ed for the win. Let's do it. He doesn't like that.
All right.
He doesn't like that.
News straight from hell.
He's recording from home.
How'd you get there, man?
There's the new Pokemon Black and White version 2. It came out yesterday.
All right.
Yeah, I got a couple of things to say about this because I brought up the list of Pokemon games that we have seen so far. So, Pokemon Red and Blue was released in 1998, believe it or not. So we went from red to blue to yellow to gold and silver, crystal, ruby sapphire, red fire and leaf green, emerald, diamond and pearl, platinum. What is? I can't even see that. Something.
That's my favorite one.
Something.
Pokemon something.
Black and White and Black and White 2, which Black and White actually was the highest grossing Pokemon game yet, so they're expecting to be even bigger.
That's why they made number
Black
2.
and White 2.
They're like, this is great sales.
I mean, no,
they're the exact same game.
Yeah, apparently Ruby and Sapphire before had the sales money, but like this, this is gonna be crazy. Apparently, buy it.
Looks pretty amazing.
I mean, you're gonna buy it anyways, but just buy it again. Buy two of them.
Buy a couple of copies.
I just got 2 of these because it's Pokemon. I believe it. It's a great game. I definitely remember.
How many Pokemon are there now?
I don't even know.
I only know 151.
600?
600
really?
Pokemon.
I don't know. That's probably way low.
I'm just going to go play Skylanders.
I can't wait for the technology though when I have a little Pokemon ball and I can use it like Skylanders. Like if you don't know what Skylanders is, look at one of these silly commercials they're probably running every day.
Skylanders, the amazing.
You take the little doll or a toy and you put it on a portal that's like synced up to your Wii, and then the toy pops up in the game, which is awesome. I'm like, great, that's exactly how I want to see Pokemon. Give me Pikachu, and I'm going to put him on his ball, and I'm going to scream, go, Pikachu! And Nate's going to be looking right at me, and I'm like, yeah, there's a Pikachu right there.
The only Pokemon game I want to see is Pokemon Snap.
Yes.
Where is that? We would be perfect for it. It'd be perfect for
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. Just take some pictures of the Pokemon.
I would make an iOS game.
Oh, man. What else we got, Ed? What else we got?
Well, they're selling PAX 2013 tickets right now.
I need to go.
Yeah, a 3-day pass is $70, which isn't too bad. And
No, not at all.
a day pass is $35.
What Comic-Con passes are what typically?
Like over 150 for a 4-day pass.
Yeah.
Plus hotel, plus travel.
Oh my god, the hotel is.
Yeah, they'll double the prices. Triple the price.
It's $300 a night, man. I know you got it. No, I don't. I am just a huge fan.
More than the
like I'm just a huge fan.
That's
I'm
why
not.
you get 8 people in a hotel room.
Yeah, exactly. And get wasted.
They charge you per person after
You got to
that.
get wasted while you do it because you just
Only
can't
if they
stand being in
know.
a room with 8 people. It's nuts. But cool, absolutely. So check out that. What else we got?
The Walking Dead episode 4.
Yeah.
That comes out
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Nate with the random yes.
Yes, it comes out tomorrow on October 9th
It
on
looks
the
awesome.
PSN and October 10th on Xbox and PC. It's pretty good,
Yeah.
actually.
How's that?
There's a lot of
It's a Telltale game,
Mhm.
right? From Telltale. It's pretty much like an interactive story. It's pretty good.
I feel like that's the most you've ever said, ever.
Yeah,
I feel like if we compile
string
everything
of-
you said from episode 1 and 2, it wouldn't be.
And he looks like a woman.
Yeah, there it is. That's it. Is that it for the news? We got any more?
Oh, Windows 8 is going to do away with Microsoft points.
I'm so glad that's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, Nate,
They're,
what
they're,
was
them and their
ridiculous.
trickery.
What was happening with that? You were telling me about that before.
So basically, instead of it being $1 for $1, they put it into a point system, and you think it'd be like 100 points for $1, but it's not. It's 80 points per dollar. So when you buy $1, it's 80, but you can't buy it per dollar. You buy it at $5. I think it's the $5 increments, and so that's like what, 420 or 480 or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But it just
400.
basically it tricks your mind into thinking that you're not spending as much money as you actually are. And when you do spend money, they price things, all the game downloads and everything else you could download, the customized me outfits they got on there,
Yeah.
or whatever they're called,
Avatar.
avatars. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But they're priced so you have to buy more points in order for you to get the next thing. It's bad.
Yeah.
Bad Microsoft.
I've never been a fan of actually just like a lot of DLC, period. And I love it. But like they're pricing on a lot of things like map packs on Call of Duty, and I'm just
ridiculous.
like, I'm like, that's literally more than half the. It was like, it was.
Yeah.
I think when they first did it, it was like more than half the game. It wasn't like $20 or something like that. It was like $30, and I'm like, for what?
for
10
a map
maps,
pack?
ooh,
Like
10
three
maps,
maps.
and
Yeah.
da 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 da. I'm like, no.
No.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, that's where we're going. Everything's going to be downloadable, and you have to spend so
Yeah,
much money on
definitely.
points unless you're an amazing hacker person or something like that, which I am not.
I wonder if
But-
the rumors are true for the new console, where they're saying it's not going to have a disk drive, and you have to be online for it to work.
That's retarded.
I hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
but
We
that's
need
gonna
better
be-
internet first.
Yeah.
Do that,
I know. I mean, like as a group and society, that's definitely where we're getting. But there's still a lot of people who don't have.
They'd be cutting out
who
most of the
literally, they'd be
market.
cutting out so many people.
yeah.
Because I mean, like I was at GameStop the other day and I saw this kid like buy a PlayStation 2 game, and I'm like, poor kid. I want to give. I was like, I want to give you my PS3, but I play it. But like at the same time, like you think about him and a bunch of other kids who are like, oh my god, PlayStation 3 and all this other
yeah.
stuff.
It's
and
like still new, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's brand new to them. Brand's making new. So that would suck if they did that. They didn't even have online capabilities, so they would lose. They would lose some cash.
I heard this thing for the new Wii U, and the Wii it's gonna be
I like that.
It's gonna be like a social network. You boot up your Wii U, and it boots up right into like a Facebook feed type thing. But it's all about the Wii, like trending
What
games
is
and
that
stuff
called
like
again?
that.
Like Nintendo Land? Is that?
Yeah, I don't know if that's like the service they're doing, but yeah, that was their big thing at E03.
I hope.
what they're pushing.
I just hope the avatars are like cooler. Like, 'cause my Xbox avatar guy is so dope. You know what I mean? He's just so dope. But like my Wii avatar is very sad and very just. He looks like a snowman. And he's got snowman hands. It was cool for a minute, and then it was like, all right, let me get like some free DLC to make my guys look cool. So. And thanks for the news. Let's get right into this. So we all looked up a bunch of zombie-themed games, zombie-themed music, and honestly, there were so many zombie games, and I feel like they just kind of came now. Like honestly, before we even kick this off, I feel like there was like a zombie revolution kind of a deal,
yeah,
most
and it got
definitely.
crazy.
New
Like
hotness.
zombies have always been hot, but they weren't like the hottest.
in the past
and then,
like 8 years.
And then with, certain movies like, 28 Days Later,
Shaun
and
of
people
the
just
Dead.
like, Shaun of the Dead, they're like, oh my God, this is actually really funny. Let's get some, really funny and really serious. Let's get more zombies, more zombies. And then like it just really took off in the video game industry. What game and what movie, I want to say before we start, like kind of like really kicked it off for you?
For zombies in general,
For zombies in general, just zombies.
Shaun of the Dead was amazing. How everyone loves Shaun of the Dead. I don't want to say the ending, but spoiler alert, I guess. But they're at the end and they're playing games in the shed, and he's a zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's
That's
super-
great.
Yeah, it's classic.
Shaun of the Dead. What about a game? Any game that was like, you like once you played this game, you knew there was just going to be like a string of zombie games behind it.
Resident Evil.
Resident
You know,
Evil.
that's my
That's right.
game. I can't deny that.
I kind of have to disagree with the game Resident Evil. I felt like it dominated the entire industry. I was like, this is the only. I felt like that was going to be the only good zombie game we were going to see. You know what I mean? Like I realized, I was like, Resident Evil was really cool. There's nothing stopping it. Great story. Infected. But for me, like Left 4 Dead was like, well, Left 4 Dead was the perfect zombie game. Like it was a survivor zombie game, because Resident Evil really didn't. I don't know. It didn't feel so survivor to me. You know what I mean? Like I saw 28 Days Later. I saw 28 Days Later, and I'm like, this zombie is so fast. I never want to ever meet a zombie that fast ever in my life, because I would just be running for days, and he can run for years, and I would just be, ultimately he catch me,
Right.
And I mean, like and once I played like Left 4 Dead, and I'm like, all right, I got my crew, man. We're all like decked out. When you get down, the zombies are just in swarms. I was like, oh, this is 28 Days Later.
Why
These
is there
zombies
like
are fast.
40 zombies coming
This
after me?
fat thing just threw up on me. And there's a witch or something. I don't know what's going on. Just shoot everything. That was the game to me, man. That did it.
That was one of the first ones that was first-person shooter, right?
Oh, yeah.
That just kind of dominated that genre.
Yeah.
Dead Island. Rocked it.
There's I had a list before, but I think there's like a Dead Island, Dead. We were talking about this before. There's like Dead World, Dead Island,
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Bunch of deads.
Just a bunch of deads. Ed, did you have any movie game that kind of set out in the zombie?
The thing that turned me on to zombies was
Turned you on to zombies. Ooh, I want to hear
turned
that.
on my
Turned me
zombies.
on.
Say it in your,
Well, like,
sexy voice.
got me into zombies to say. Yeah. Was Night of the Living Dead, actually.
Oh, yeah.
The movie?
The remake. Not the black and white one, but the colored one.
Oh, wow, it's like that, huh?
Yeah, you're racist, aren't
Wow.
you?
Yeah.
The colored zombies are out to get us.
Actually, the original one was
Zombies in
about race.
Compton. I love that one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But like for video games, you took it. Left 4 Dead, like
Left 4, yeah.
totally opened up everything.
DukAmok, man. What about you? Do you have any this was like the turn on for zombies for you, like
Or the turn
was it?
off.
Or the
Yeah,
turn off.
Or we're just
Yeah,
like,
or
I'm
the turn
tired
off.
of zombies.
You're like, yeah. I mean, because I feel like it might be getting to that point.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, back in the
saturated.
day, I mean, the first one, like everyone might have played. I mean, I played in arcades. I mean, House of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's
Well,
like-
I don't know why we completely forgot that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was kind of like before its time, like that was before zombies were zombies, before zombies were
True.
like the fad zombies.
Back when
True.
Sega was pumping out the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good game.
I mean, they were great, but, and then, didn't see them for years. And then I think what kind of put me over the edge of like, okay, this is getting oversaturated. It was like all those like downloadable zombie games.
Yeah.
There's like Zombie Apocalypse. There's like the zombie like maps on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
like everything that like was like patched on zombies is like,
I
okay.
mean, honestly, Black Ops didn't need zombies in it.
Yeah, like Nazi zombies
but it
on
worked,
like
but-
World at War, and so it's like, really? I mean,
No, it honestly is ridiculous now. It's I think it's fully, oversaturated, lost its effect. I'm not.
And with that said, let's have a show dedicated to zombies.
Yeah, there we go. That's why this show is dedicated to zombies. To give you more zombies, guys. Jeez, Nate, you're just so good at pointing out these things. So getting into the music, Ed, I actually want to get with you first. What was the theme? What was the game and the theme that really kind of set you off? That was like, oh, this is perfect for this game. This is exactly what I feel when I want to play a zombie game, I guess.
Typing of the Dead.
Typing of the Dead.
Yes. So it's pretty much House of the Dead, but instead of guns, you use a keyboard.
How do you kill zombies with a keyboard?
With the letter
You hit them
A.
with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like words show up underneath the zombies, and as they're coming at you, and you have to type that word before they get to you, or you're dead, pretty much.
Are you saying zombies are afraid of grammar, or
Yeah, they're afraid of proper spelling.
Your grammar and syntax is excellent.
map is speaking.
You found my weakness. House of the Dead though, that game was just crazy. Like crazy zombies coming to attack you. I think the clip we watched earlier of typing of the Dead.
Yeah.
I'm just like this
With the
guy with the
chainsaw
chainsaw.
guy.
He's just frantically chasing you around these corners. And you got to type the sentence. If you don't type it, you're fucked. I'm
dead
like,
set to do the
but it was just.
And that's what I'm thinking of when a dude's chasing me. It's like, I want a double scoop ice cream cone.
yeah, there's no context to them. It's just like, I found an egg.
You pull your cell phone out and just start texting frantically. Yes. Sent.
Exactly.
Facebook status of the dead. This is the first level, isn't it?
My God.
I think so.
I feel like we're at a zombie rave right now.
If I was confidently shooting zombies like dead, like I was like, oh, I'm not worried about this at all. This is exactly what I want to listen to. Like, just have my Magnum. I'm just like, yeah, infinite bullets, baby, all day.
Feel badass doing
Oh yeah,
this
this is super badass.
It's funny that you mentioned raves because the House of the Dead movie,
Yeah.
it was actually, the basis is they had a rave like in a graveyard or something.
That's some great writing.
Yule Boll. Was that the director?
Uwe Boll, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Worst director in the world. Everyone hated him. He made Postal the movie. What was it? Everyone hated him so much that they challenged everybody to a boxing match.
Yes, he did. He got called on it.
Yeah, and some people did it and got their ass kicked because he was actually a boxer.
Yeah.
Which was a bad choice on these people.
Yeah.
I saw a video of it. There's like, I forget who. I think it was some game reviewers, but it was this fatter dude, I think, and he just got his ass kicked. It was kind of embarrassing, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was just embarrassing for everyone involved.
I want to challenge a boxer to
All
a
around.
boxing match. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, but I think this was definitely the arcade game that, I definitely wasted a ton of money on. I love arcade shooters, and Time Crisis, like, that whole ducking mechanism was, like, genius, but I'm playing House of the Dead, and I couldn't duck. I'm just like, I got to shoot everything. I'm getting all close to the screen and cheating. I'm a kid. You know what I mean?
An inch away from the screen.
Inch away, but yeah,
Look how good I am.
this was zombies, creepy crawly things. It was dope. It was perfect.
So many quarters put into that game.
Oh my god, where's the money going?
Mark, I know you got a good game for us today.
I don't.
Okay, let's just skip you entirely.
I don't. The game I chose was a downloadable game for the Xbox, and apparently it was like the 2009 Game of the Year.
Weren't you just hating on those? That was right.
It's called I Made a Game with Zombies.
Oh,
and
you did.
Yeah, I didn't. The guy made.
You just told me you did.
I didn't. Oh, jeez, this is difficult to explain. He made a game with zombies, but it's.
Wait, I thought you said I made a game.
I made a game with zombies.
Me?
Who did?
You know he should have said
me?
the name. Just Mark made a game with zombies. This is my game. But the game, it was, I think I'm like playing Castle Crashers. I'm playing Castle Crashers, and there was like, oh, new downloadable zombie game, and I'm like, oh, let me play this. So this is the music. I know you guys are looking all confused, but this is the music that you start to play with, and I'm just like, what? But it gets really intense and really trippy while you literally are ambushed by zombies from like every corner. And again, it's the simple controls. It's the aerial view of like your shooter, and you're shooting guns with like both analog sticks.
All right.
So it's like Smash TV?
Yeah, like Smash TV.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It sounds like a bad Bob Dylan song.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
I don't want to sit out here and listen to the entire thing, but it gets so much better and so much intense, and it gets kind of trippy because with the more zombies, like the screen starts really flashing, like red, yellow, blue, and so it's actually just difficult.
It's a seizure game.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You play the game for 10 minutes, you're like, oh,
You start shaking.
I need to go to the bathroom or something. I mean, I'm just gonna sit on the toilet and just wait.
Is it better than Geometry Wars, or is it the same type of thing?
Oh my god, that's very difficult because I feel like Geometry Wars is one of the greatest games I've ever played for no reason.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for no reason. It's on par.
Okay.
It's on par. You will have a great time playing this game. Downloadable game, Xbox Live. Check it out. Apparently, we're not gonna play the whole song, but
honestly, that's not my favorite song.
No.
Nate's like, I hate that.
In fact, I like you less for playing that song. I'm sorry for
Ouch.
that game.
It's a great game.
So what's yours, 8-bit?
What is mine? Actually, you're probably going to hate mine too. But everybody and their mom played this game. Probably more of the mom played, but Plants vs. Zombies.
I didn't play it. My mom didn't play it.
Does that
My
make
mom
me
doesn't
a
have
mom?
an iPad. Huh?
I'm sorry you couldn't afford it.
Oh.
Snap.
But
From the hood, we don't need iPads.
it's a classic zombie game, and it's hardly about zombies. They're just in the game.
Explain the gameplay to me, seriously, because every time I look at it, I'm just like, what?
Okay.
Why?
It's it's kind of like a strategy game. Okay, you said it's almost like a tower defense game, but instead of going basically the zombies are from one side, they're trying to get to the other side. You're trying to protect your house from the zombies coming down.
I'm a plant.
You're a person planting plants that use as your defense.
Okay.
So you have just basic like sunflowers that soak up the sun that give you power to plant more plants, and you have various types of plants that shoot peas and there's mushrooms and
It sounds
no,
ridiculous.
it totally makes sense. And it's based in real life.
I wonder where the developers got the idea from this. I mean, like, there's certain games where you're just like, what was the initial thought? Like, oh man, let's just make Plants versus Zombies. Like, if I was sitting at that table, I'm like, what are you talking about? How can a plant beat a zombie? Oh, you have no idea, man. You just plant these, like the sunflowers, and it soaks up the sun. You could grow more, and it just like stops the zombies from getting to your house. Like, but it's a hit. It's a huge hit, apparently. Like, it's one of the biggest downloadable games.
Yeah, I think that the developers took a hit before they thought of that game.
Oh, absolutely, they did.
Yeah. So, no, sounds fun. I think I'm actually going to download it. I just beat Peggle, and when I mean beat it,
Peggle.
I mean I cleared everything.
Peggle's amazing. It's probably one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah, it's the greatest time
I'm
killer I ever played.
Really angry at PopCap right now, and
Why is that?
oh, all right, here we go.
Uh-oh. Nate rant.
Bought Peggle.
I'm going to email this to PopCap.
Oh,
PopCap.
I already have, and they ignored me. It's terrible.
They're like,
I
Nate
threw
Bit,
a
who's
fit.
that?
I threw a fit on their Facebook. Now, I bought Peggle for Android for my Android Incredible back when the Incredible was new. It worked perfectly for it. It was great. Got my Galaxy Nexus, and it didn't work for it. I was pissed. I was waiting for an update. Still waiting for an update a year later. Downloaded it for my Nexus, not compatible with my Nexus 7, and it's just not compatible with any phones I've read. The new Galaxy S2, I don't think it's compatible with. Like, it's just tons of phones it doesn't work with, and I own it. I feel like they ripped me off. So I went on their Facebook and their technical service, mentioned it, and they basically just kind of blew me off about it. So, PopCap, you're not cool right now.
Yeah, that's not cool. Did you
Give us
call
some
him?
Android love. Yeah, I got the CEO on the phone. I was like, dude, come on.
Hey,
Seriously,
bro.
man.
I want to play
I
some
know you
Peggle.
live in LA, man. I live here too. Let's go, man.
My bathroom breaks
No,
have not been the same.
that's a good point though you're bringing up. I mean, it's interesting just the all these like new jobs are created because we got so many different platforms. Like each phone, regardless of the operating system, awkwardly just has its own like individual problems, and you just have massive amount of platforms. Like, and that's why I was like, why isn't this certain games on like every platform downloadable? Because literally it's a bitch to like
Well,
literally
they-
have them.
they have
And
to
it's-
program
They have
for
to program. They have to pay for these programs for updates when somebody's like, they. I don't know. Like it's crazy. So I feel your pain, and I'm sorry because that's an awesome game. You know what I mean? I wish
Really
it happened.
sad.
I wish it happened
I'm
to
stuck
like
playing
a
it on my
computer
PC
game.
and my Xbox and my PS3.
Yeah, it's not
and,
cool.
that
It's
sucks.
definitely a mobile. Kind of like one of the favorite mobile downloadable games. I will only want to play it.
I wouldn't do any work if I could play that anywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe they're doing me a favor.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. DukAmok.
Yeah. So I was
What's-
looking through some indie video game music, and I came across this game, Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail?
Organ,
Like,
I played
No,
that before.
organ
yeah,
as in
I
like
played that in school.
no, like as in like bodily organs, like
Oh.
livers and kidneys.
All right.
Oh my.
Ugh.
Clever.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ugh. Liver and kidney.
I thought it was
Why do people eat
liver?
that?
I thought it was a pretty good example of kind of like atmospheric, creepy, but like in that chiptune
Is
style,
it-
classic.
Is it the graphics are still kind of like the old school
Yeah, it's
Oregon Trail?
It's totally like a one for one, like giant pixels,
Oh, that's great.
Did you get a chance to take a look at the gameplay? Could you explain some of the gameplay?
Actually, no, I just saw like a trailer.
Okay.
So it was kind of like cutscenes. I was just listening to the OST
Okay.
as I was listening to like it was on the humble indie music video game bundle.
I'm digging the music.
I am
though.
digging
Yeah.
it.
So there's actually that humble bundle has like a ton of really good stuff. There's like 9 soundtracks.
I think they just got they just stopped selling it.
Yeah. So I basically just
Why?
bought them all individually.
it's a timed release.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's because have you done the Humble Bundle thing yet?
Mm-mm, not yet.
Every so often they'll release a Humble Bundle. They call it Humble Bundle 4 with this game and this game and this game. Instead of it being $10.99 for each game.
Oh yeah, you were
pay
telling
whatever
me.
you want.
You were telling me about that. I think you got like 20 games one time. or
You
something
get
like
like usually like 5 games and they're usually cross-platform, which is great, and they're DRM free, which is my favorite thing. So you could download it whenever. And it's for Linux typically, and it's for Mac, and it's for OS X, and they do Android and Humble Bundles. It's pretty awesome. And the coolest thing about it is you can pay whatever you want. You can pay like $1. You can pay whatever you want,
Yeah.
and do where you want the money to go to the developers. That's what I usually do, developers, or you can donate to charity.
Mhm.
Oh
which
yeah,
is cool.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
the way it should be. That's the way it
And
should be.
most people do, like
Yeah.
they could get away with donating like not much, but most people donate like a good amount.
It's,
Yeah.
it's funny too because it shows all the stats. It shows like what the average price is for what people paid, and if you pay above what the average people pay, which is usually about $5-6, you get something extra, which is cool. And I noticed that the Linux users tend to pay usually like if the average is 5 for Windows or something like that, it's usually like 8 to 10 average for Linux. So go figure. And I feel like when you do the pay what you want, if you're gonna buy it, you're gonna buy it. But I mean, it's money that people wouldn't be spending otherwise for these games. So it's easy money.
I got a question before we head into the indie zone. So zombies is huge in entertainment, and I definitely think it's dying down. But vampires were probably first. We've seen definitely a lot more vampire movies, vampire games. Going from like Soul Reaper, Kane, Blood Rain,
even Skyrim.
Castlevania.
Yes, Castlevania. Absolutely, Castlevania is probably it. That's probably the poster boy.
Yeah.
I was like, do you guys think it's going to shift anywhere else? And if you guys do, where do you think it's going to shift to?
Vampire games making a comeback?
Well, right now we're zombies. Clearly,
I think it's mummies. Clearly,
that's exactly.
Really?
Where are the mummies at?
Where the mummies at?
Swamp things.
Vampires, they're I don't know. I think what's the movie? That wonderful movie everyone loves.
What?
No, we're all guys.
Twilight.
Was it Twilight?
That's my favorite movie. No.
Dude, what are you talking about? You don't like it? Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's like
they turned vampires glittery, and they kind of killed it for everybody.
Yeah.
Except for Skyrim. Apparently, they forgot about the glitteriness.
They're like, nah, we don't need that. Well, I know, in the movie industry, that's gonna ride. That's gonna ride a lot, and it's probably gonna ride for a long time. But it's definitely done, and I'm like, I can't see are we gonna do monsters? Are we just gonna get to some crazy ghosts or ghouls or
you think what's coming up next?
Yeah,
what's the next thing?
What's the next? Because even if I almost kind of look at it like Power Rangers, and you know how Power Rangers every season change to something amazing. They're like, we're dinosaurs now we're cars, now we're planes, and it's like it got to a point where the Power Rangers got to Mystic Magic Force or some nonsense like that, and I'm like, what is this? And I would not be surprised if it was Power Rangers vampires. I would not be surprised. It's crazy, but I'm interested to see because it's definitely it's going somewhere. It's got to.
It got really saturated too, just kind of like the zombie thing. And there was 3 vampire shows came out around the same time. There's movies coming out. They just got
the CW has every magic vampire. Oh, he's not a vampire. He's a ghoul, mummy, ghost guy. And I'm like, what? How did I watch this? Is this a commercial? Please tell me this is a commercial.
Speaking of mummies, they're remaking Mummy 2. Or Mummy series in general.
Mummy. Yeah. Who's that? Brendan. What's that? Brendan Fraser.
It better still have The Rock in it. That's all I gotta say.
The Scorpion King.
When they kind of CG'd him, when he was all scorpion out, that looked terrible. I was literally, for the 5 minutes he was all CG. Y'all really couldn't put some money and some time into that. Please,
no, they couldn't. They didn't
literally.
Want to.
I cut whatever budget you need to put that. That look. I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh God, Rock. Do you smell? Want him to say that just to be a joke. Oh
I
my
don't
God.
smell it.
He's just doing it. Well, let's get to our interview time, guys. Woo! Are we
interview time?
Interview time. We need something cool soon.
Interview time.
That sounds good. Do it again, one more time.
Oh, one-time deal.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that was straight. That was straight improv. You can't repeat it, man.
Now, DukAmok, I actually got a few questions, and we're gonna play a couple of your tunes.
Yeah.
And we're gonna boot this up. But generally, the first question I've got for you, buddy, is what influenced you to make video game music, and maybe even music influences. Period.
What makes you tick?
Yeah. Well, music in general. I'm like a rock kind of guy. Progressive rock. Dream Theater is my band, of course.
Right.
There we go.
So I play a lot of keyboards, and just while you're doing that, you can't really help but make some beeps and boops while you're doing it. So, I stumbled upon this pretty cool little program. It's called Chip Sounds, and it's basically an old 8-bit emulator that you can just play it out of your computer, play it out of your keyboard. I don't know how to pronounce it. Plug? I don't know. Yeah. Some guy just made it.
Plur?
Yeah,
and it's the company that makes the chip.
And it basically it makes it sound like you're playing a Game Boy, And this stuff's been around for a while, but it's really hard to do. You have to use these software programs, trackers and stuff. I just use the generic stuff, so I can just sit down on my keyboard and play a Game Boy sound. So like once I discovered that, I was like, oh man, I gotta get into
So many different
stuff,
possibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. What video game would you say kind of really sparked your interest in like video game music? Like what game? I guess we're talking about like chiptunes and 8-bit. Kind of back in the day. You're like, oh my god, this Mega Man X game is just sounding amazing.
Actually, the first one I can think of is Batman the Game Boy game.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think anyone has ever played. I
haven't.
Me.
I didn't even know. I
played it.
I knew they had that game, but like I probably had Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure I had Spider-Man.
No, I mean it was super simple. It was just like a platformer. You shot stuff. I mean it was really fun. But like the second level of that game, I can remember like I was 8 years old, something like that, and like it was just really cool. It was like, man, this rocks.
Is this some of your music right here?
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of was envisioning Batman like when I was listening to this. Like honestly, because that's what it kind of sounds like. That Game Boy.
That's what I'm envisioning.
What would Batman do?
What would Batman do? The most difficult thing ever.
Exactly.
How long have you been playing piano for, Ryan?
DukAmok. No, Ryan is fine. Maybe I don't know. Like
now you know his true identity.
8 years, 9 years now. Yeah, I started when I was like 17. So yeah, that's about 8 years.
Oh. Wow.
What are you looking? Are you looking to kind of get some of this music like published with a game, or you just kind of do it for fun, or?
Yeah, I mean a little of both. I'm not looking to make a living.
You wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind, but it's that's not the sort of thing like that's easy to do. So it's much easier to just do something else and do this on the side, and it's just kind of a fun thing I'd do anyway. And if someone wants to pick it up and use it, I mean, go ahead. So I mean, I've entered some contests. I've entered some like game jams type things.
Yeah,
where developers,
we're pretty good at it.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Oh yeah, this is dope.
Well, honestly, my biggest skill is I'm really fast at it. Like,
yeah,
I think both of these tracks that you're hearing, I mean, they took like I don't know, an hour.
I was going to ask you, like, how long does it? And there we go, an hour. Nate, what about you? Like, Nate Bit, when you're making these tunes, I mean, I don't, the complexity, but like.
It's funny. I mean, Ryan, DukAmok, he, what the hell is his name?
Batman, DukAmok, Ryan.
Yeah.
Let's call him Batman. No.
Bruce.
Bruce
Wayne.
We've made music together. Yeah, and sweet music together. It's embarrassing how he just pumps stuff out, and it's great. And I'm jealous because
you sound jealous.
I hate you for it. It's fun because I take my time on stuff, and I feel like you just like I don't know.
I mean, when we work together, it's really kind of a. I think it's a good mix, because my weakness is I look at it and for, once I've looked at it once, I'm done with it.
Yeah. Right.
Like these are like first drafts essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I looked at them once, I lay down a track, and then I'm done.
And I'm such a meticulous person. Is that a word?
That is.
And, please. And I'm so detailed with it where I'll just go back and fix everything a million times to make it work. So
exactly. So I mean, the stuff we worked on, I think it's a good mix of that. Like, get something out there, but then iterate on it, and like go over it a bunch and like make it.
You guys got a track together, right? Do we have that track on cue?
We don't have it right now.
Okay.
I'll play that.
Yeah, we have some unfinished stuff that we're working on.
Okay.
There's one track on both of our SoundClouds, but it's called Around. If you want to check that out, it's a really ambient track, but it picks up with the drums towards the end. It's really cool.
Yeah. I've been told it's more movie soundtrack than game soundtrack.
Definitely more. It's less chiptuney and more. I actually have real drums recorded. I have my djembe that I popped out, and it's an interesting track. Give it a listen.
Yeah,
I'll put the link on the SoundCloud.
You better.
Yeah. So I mean, games are interesting to write for because you kind of want to evoke a very specific feel, almost more so than movies, and I mean, just music in general is always you want to evoke a certain feel from it. But games, it's like you're providing the atmosphere, like, and it's almost always themed in some way. So it's like you're making a zombie game. You really want the player to feel like he's in, that atmosphere. It's, if it's creepy, if it's scary, if it's aggressive, if it's whatever. And it's challenging to do that because in the way that I write music, because the way I write music is just
You just kind of go.
I just go. I just like
go.
lay down notes and it's like, oh, this is gonna be happy. All right, cool, whatever. Then I'll run with it.
And it's different from movies too, because when you're making a soundtrack for a movie, it's timed up with the frames and everything like
frames,
that. Everything's synced up. But with games though, like the player's making their own movie. It's different every single time. They're gonna play it differently. So the music for these levels, like it can't necessarily like, all right, when this thing pops out, it's gonna play different music. You can, but it definitely changes. So you have to invoke this emotion throughout this whole level, without being able to sync it up with all these different things. So it's definitely a different mindset.
That was a challenge I came up with. I went into this contest and I wrote a track for this platformer. And I mean, it was like 3 levels long, and I just wrote like 3 different tracks. But it all depends on how long the player takes to finish the level,
Right.
Like I was kind of envisioning, like if you're playing it at a good clip, you'll finish the track right about when you finish the level, But like if you mess up, it's like, oh great, what's gonna happen? Like you're gonna get the first 30 seconds again. Like that's not smooth.
This is your track right here. This is another one of your tracks right here.
Oh yeah.
What game? I guess Ed and Nate, what game for you would you say? What kind of game are you feeling this music for?
Immediately, I thought Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. Really? You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of, and I don't know if this is actually a game, but I was thinking like a Donkey Kong Country like Game Boy version, like as a dark jungle theme. Like that's what I'm at right
now. Definitely.
Yeah, like with Donkey Kong, because I don't really like Diddy. I don't like Diddy that much.
Don't like Diddy?
I don't like Diddy. Yeah, he was fun, but that was it.
It's all about the dong.
Oh my god! It's all about Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it sounded bad.
When I play Mario Kart, I pick Mario. I don't want any of these other guys. What are you talking about?
Really?
Wow. Character guy.
And what about you?
This is my favorite part.
I was thinking more like deserty, almost like Egypt.
Ooh.
Like maybe even Princess of Persia. Like,
Yeah, it's got that kind of scale going.
What was your influence for this song?
Yeah, it's actually really specific. Like I wrote this song like 30 minutes after I set down Skyward Sword at like the desert level where there's all those like power stations you have to read light and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I was very specifically influenced by, they had this kind of a deserty theme and it was like these little xylophones going on,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was
cool.
such a great game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It really was. And music. I mean, Zelda music is always
on point. Always on point. I was so excited when I beat it and they're like, okay, beat it again in master mode. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, absolutely. Wow. I was definitely looking for.
Have you guys heard the backwards Skyward Sword theme?
The backwards.
Yeah, like the composer wrote and like orchestrated a theme that sounds like a Zelda theme, but if you play it backwards, it's like the Hyrule. What is it? The Hyrule Lullaby.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's wild. I didn't. I want to see it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like it's not like he took the track and like flipped it. He orchestrated it. You know what I mean? And it's incredible. Yeah.
That's crazy. Looper did something. Oh, not Looper. I'm thinking Inception did something crazy like that.
Oh yeah, they slowed down the.
They took an old track and slowed it down. That's where the came from.
Exactly. So I like games a lot because they can do some really like creative stuff with audio like that. Where like movies is like every movie soundtrack basically sounds like a movie soundtrack. Game soundtracks can be like all over the place.
Be anything. And that's what's great about, I feel like games nowadays, you could do orchestrated tracks, you could do chip tunes, and it all works.
It'll all work.
You could do
Absolutely.
rock, you could do piano rock. Yeah, whatever.
That's what we want. Honestly, it's like that's what we want.
And
we want like this crazy
parappa
dynamic
the rappa,
music.
Kick,
So
punch, it's all in the mind.
well, it looks like we're out of time, which is fine, I guess. I kind of want to talk. I kind of really want to get that Zelda theme, but I guess we'll Google that up and we'll play that next time. So thanks for listening in at Slightly Ajar Treasure Chest. This is Jess Mark signing out. Come check us out on SATChVGM.com. DukAmok, why don't you go ahead and tell people how to find you on SoundCloud? They can just look you up.
Yeah, it's soundcloud.com/DukAmok, which is DukAmok. But we'll post the link, I guess, right?
Hey, thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely. Also check out Nate Bit, always on SoundCloud, just clouting around, doing his thing.
I'm always here.
Absolutely. We will see you next week. Hey, Edwin, you want to say something?
No.